Yeah, so Comic-Con was crazy. What's up, guys? This is Courtney, one half of Brothers Deconstruction here with Bruce and John.
Yo,
Yo, yo.
This has been a long time. Uh, but life happens and all that other good shit and all the other excuses that we normally give when there's a long
Is
hiatus.
this our just to be aware because I can't even remember the last time that we were on, but this is our first like post-COVID one. Like the last one that we did was before all this shit happened, or
No, I
no?
think we did one back
We
in.
did one.
Yeah, I think we did one back in
yeah, we did.
March.
I think it was like the first week when all of us were like super free, and it was like, hey, let's do a COVID podcast.
Yeah, yeah, I think it was back in March.
That's
At
right.
some
Yeah.
point.
Okay. Well, yeah. Then that's when it all popped off, and I guess in our respective areas.
Yeah.
I mean, both
Um,
of you were in Texas, so
Yeah.
ugh.
Ew. Yes, it's horrible.
Technically, it's still horrible everywhere, but I don't know. But yeah, motherfuckers in different cities in Texas is acting like it's not horrible.
It's like nothing's wrong.
I'm like, y'all need to. I don't know what the fuck y'all problem is, dog.
Stay
Y-
home.
y'all are the reason why I'm not gonna be able to fucking go travel and go on vacation.
Y'all are the reason we ain't got no Comic Con this year, which is the subject.
Yeah.
Can't
Um,
go
which
see
I don't really think it was gonna be over and done by now anyway. But
Sure.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
hoping by next year, either they got a vaccine or you know, motherfuckers start clamping down and actually staying, not going to parties and bars and shit all like that.
true.
Uh, but yeah, anyway, it's been a while. So Comic Con was last week, and they did a whole Comic Con at home thing, which I thought was an interesting topic to bring up. I don't know whose ringtone that is.
Not
Yeah,
mine.
Oh, um, but yeah, so I thought that was an interesting topic to bring up today. Simply because, for me at least, I didn't pay attention to the hashtag really at all, except for the fact that they released the first 2 minutes of New Mutants. And I've been really excited to actually see New Mutants, and I wish movie theaters were open, although apparently they're opening some time this month. I don't know if I fully trust that yet, but I might get
No.
desperate.
No.
Um, But yeah, so I've been really excited to see New Mutants. So they released basically the first 2 minutes of the film, and then they had a whole bunch of other shit as well. I know Bruce, you had mentioned some stuff, so
yeah.
let's go ahead and jump into it. Did either one of you guys, uh, well, first, hopefully everybody has been doing good. Let's get that
Oh yeah,
straight
Oh
first.
yes. Yes.
Um,
Staying safe, staying home. I mean, it sucks, but I think I just alluded to when you were saying like I don't miss like restaurants and bars. Um, to be honest, I've been fortunate enough to still be working during all this, and
yeah,
I've actually saved more money than I think I ever have in like the last like 4 months.
yeah,
Um, but with that, I do miss doing stuff, and that would be movies. Like
yeah,
we should have already gotten Black Widow, Wonder Woman. Not really sure. I can't think. I know those were the only big two for sure. And then was New Mutant supposed to come out this year?
New Mutants is supposed to come out every year.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like I'm trying to like think about it and be like, well,
yeah. At some
I didn't
point,
really have a date.
yeah, at some point, I think it did get moved to like either last month or this month or something like that. But then shit started getting shut down, so they said, "All right, this is being put on hold indefinitely again."
Damn.
But I know it was Black Widow, Wonder Woman, Christopher Nolan's movie Tenet, which is getting a
Oh
release
yeah.
overseas first before it comes out over here.
Naturally, because they know how to act right overseas.
But
Everything's
it's
been calmed
weird because
down. Yeah.
I just saw something earlier this morning that Australia has like almost 700 new cases and a few like tens of deaths or something like that. So I'm
Hmm.
like
which I get.
what's really going on? Like, is it
I
as
mean, for
bad as
real.
everybody making it seem? Like just here, or is it like bad everywhere? But because we're the U.S., we're getting like the microscope thrown on us.
Well, I think it's because we're the U.S. we politicize everything.
Mm,
So
that's true.
you could just be sitting there.
But I think like also it's because there's other topics at hand, such as reopening stuff. Like people
Yeah,
are just. It seems like everywhere else, people are just worried about the actual virus and not getting it. But everybody's like in unison to be like, no, we're staying home, everything's closed. But here, that's the politics is in it, the debate about opening and people losing their jobs, and
yeah,
all that's an unfortunate piece of it, I guess.
yeah. Good point. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, so uh, some things got pushed back, and so they released the first 2 minutes of the New Mutants. And I think a couple of weeks before that, they had released a new trailer as well. I didn't watch the trailer, but I did watch the first 2 minutes. So did either of you guys watch it? What do you think?
So when we were supposed to do this last week, I was like, maybe I should watch this trailer,
Yeah,
so I have something to fucking talk about. So I went back and watched it. Like, to me,
you
it
watched the
doesn't. It didn't
trailer
like
or the footage?
all the footage.
Okay.
It didn't look complete, but it did set up that world for me.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't really that interested in seeing this movie because, like, Rob and I were talking about it. He's like, yeah, it might be get released on Disney Plus, and I was like, that's literally the only way that I watch it. Like, I've had no interest, but like actually seeing, the footage of it, I'm like, okay, I get this world. Like, you get the sense of, like, I can infer based on who is there because I know who they are,
Yeah.
and I know their code name, and I don't want to like if well fuck it if you're listening to this, you're obviously a nerd, but I know that's Mirage,
Right.
so I can get that. Oh, this is her, hitting the adolescence where her power manifests because you don't really see anything, you hear people reacting to it.
Yeah.
So I assume that this is her power manifesting, and people are like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Hmm.
And Mirage is the Mirage the one with the shields, or am I thinking of somebody else?
You're thinking of someone else. Danny Moonstar, can create images, you know, and then just like that manifest as real when
Uh-huh.
they're like not. So she's like Mysterio, but if he actually had a fucking power
Okay.
that actually could affect you.
Okay. Uh,
So like, and then when their dad was like Danny, I was like, okay, now I know what's going on.
yeah. Yeah, I knew immediately
Yeah.
like which one was Danny and everything like that. Um I just think I like the footage. I thought it was really really interesting, especially like the whole setup cuz I've been wanting a horror genre themed comic book movie for a while. Um that's why I'm kind of hoping Doctor Strange 2 is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been wanting a comic book movie done in the horror genre for quite some time. And so that's what mainly got me excited for the New Mutants. When it was like, okay, this is going to be a horror movie. And this is how it's going to play out. So I'm kind of happy that they let Josh Boone, I believe, is director. Because there were some reports that Fox had kind of like tried to take it away from him and have him turn it into a different type of movie when he wanted to
Because it's
make a horror,
Fox.
right, exactly, and he wanted to make a straight up horror film for it, but they ended up going back and like letting him like do some reshoots to make his version of the film he wanted. So that's good to hear. So I'm hoping that that's intact. Um, but seeing the first 2 minutes, I was like, okay, this is a very interesting way to open a film. Like you just have Danny being chased by fucking Demon Bear, who I have no idea. Like I'm not well versed in the New Mutants. The only ones that I know about are Magic and Cannonball, and I guess fucking Wolfsbane and Sunspot as well. But I mean, I would like to think that most people know if you're a fan of the X-Men, just in general, you're probably going to be more familiar with Sunspot because he was on the main team.
Hmm.
But from doing, when I was younger, from doing like role playing stuff on message boards, I'm familiar with like Cannonball and Magic. So I was like, all right, they got these two in it. This is a really interesting cast to me to set up for the New Mutants. I don't know if this is the actual lineup of the team or if they just decided to throw some people together. But I think it's a really interesting lineup because of the way that they're going to portray their powers in this type of body horror type of thing that I'm getting from the footage and the trailers. Because I mean, you literally have Cannonball who can propel himself, and he has like an explosion come out the lower half of his body. You know what I'm saying? That's got to be fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
Magic is probably the only one that seems to be comfortable with what she can do because she literally just says the demon bear, "Okay, let's go," and then just jumps in. And I'm like, all right, she seems to be the only one that knows she's not crazy and doesn't belong in this fucking mental institution that they have the kids in, that they're doing
But
experiments on.
if they're going, but I think if they're going to keep Magic, comic book accurate, she's from a family of mutants, so that should be nothing new to her.
Yeah, that's true. That's very, very true. So that might be why nothing is new to her.
Yeah,
Obviously, we won't know until we see the movie. But even
true.
Wolfsbane turning into a fucking like werewolf. You got Sunspot who literally bursts into flames. Like this is all body horror shit that can be really, really terrifying if you shoot it and if you make it the right way. So
Yeah,
that's where I'm mainly interested. This has been the first fucking X-Men related Fox movie that's not Deadpool that I've been excited for in years. Legitimately. So I'm hoping it gets released because I would like to see it in theaters. But at this point, if they
I just want to
put
see the thing.
if they put it on demand and it costs $10 to rent it, fuck it, I'll do it because I want to see the movie.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, that's the same with me. I'm just like, I really want, at this point, it's just like I need something new to like entertain me. Because I mean, it just sucks having Disney Plus right now. And it's like, that they could release some of this stuff at any point in time, whether they wanted to. Because it's like, man, there's no telling when things are going to quote unquote get back to normal. So
Right.
it's like, while we're at that point, why don't we just, take one for the team? I mean, everybody's losing money right now,
Right.
I guess business standpoint, but like, it's crazy because the film industry is like, I mean, especially since March, like nothing new is being made or filmed. So it's like there's going to be this big gap, especially in that industry. But like anything that is like, come on, man. Like, I'm sure people are, and I don't know, like I'm not a business, professional or anything, but like I would just think like if they kind of like announce like within 2 months, it'd be like, hey, yo, we're gonna bump up the Disney Plus membership to let's say double, let's say $16, but we're gonna release movies that are out now that you can see. I wouldn't have a problem with that. Like I wouldn't have a problem like going to watch a movie, through Disney Plus because I know like look, they're taking a hit, on not having, movie ticket sales and all this noise, but it's like, I just want to watch something new.
Right.
So it's like, sure, I'll pay because I mean, damn, it would have cost us like $20 to go watch the movie one time anyways.
true.
So to me, it's just like, all right, well, what's $8 more for the whole month? And then I can watch that whenever I kind of feel like it.
Yeah.
Like they really could adopt the Amazon Prime Video model
Yeah.
because you get all these free movies, but there's all these other add-ons like you can pay for individually. You own these movies already, Disney. So be like, hey, if you want to watch
Yeah.
this, you can rent it for 48 hours for $20.
Yeah. Because then you've got, like, at that point, then you've got the people who don't have the Disney Plus, app. And it's just like, whenever they hear, oh shit, they're gonna release the Black Widow movie on Disney Plus, cool, yeah, I'll get it for the month. And like I said, you've at least paid for it for the month,
Yeah.
and then you got $8 at least, which is like, I mean, $8 is more than $0. So I don't know, like to me, that's just like one of those things. It's like because people are gonna be, I mean, there's gonna be a lack of content somewhere because we've got a good 5 months that we've been at this thing that there's nothing new being made. So anything that was like in pre-production has totally halted. Like the only thing that's around is stuff that was about to get released within these 5 months. So it's like, man, like y'all need to do something
And
because
they've only just recently started greenlighting productions to go back to filming. Like I think Winter Soldier and Falcon, or Falcon and Winter Soldier, uh, got the green light maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago to start filming in Italy or somewhere. And I think the same thing with WandaVision. I think that's supposed to resume filming sometime later on this year. Now, as far as
mm,
movies go, I don't know when those are going to start being filmed because, you know, that's going to be a little bit more difficult because you're going to have. That's going to be interesting to see as well because you're literally going to need like a skeleton crew, a bare bone skeleton crew to get that, like, of what you absolutely need to film a scene. Because you
yeah,
can't have like this massive number of people around anymore.
yeah.
So I know I've been reading headlines about Captain Marvel 2 is supposed to start filming next year. And it's supposed to be a mini Avengers film. And I'm just rolling my eyes already because they said it's supposed to include Kamala Khan and some other shit. And I'm just like, if you don't get this bullshit out of here, dog.
Ain't nobody want to see that garbage.
Everybody see
Like
that fucking trash, bro.
that
Um,
sounds like more forced diversity.
yeah, and it's like, look, y'all done already said that Kamala was supposed to be getting her own fucking Disney Plus show. So, is she gonna be coming in the films first, or what? Because don't none of this shit make sense now. As far as like,
Well, at this point, it's like it's the MCU, so like nothing really has to make sense. People are gonna eat it up regardless. So I
well,
mean,
no,
I know like casual fans will, but I mean, you know what I mean.
yeah, no. I mean, for me, as far as making sense, is like when you look at it, it's funny how they're doing the passing of the torch or whatever you want to call it with Carol when they should have with Carol and Kamala when they should have done that with Marvel and Carol to begin with.
Exactly. Exactly.
Um, so I don't know. Just a little weird timeline wise. But I mean, the fact that Kamala doesn't have a show yet easily means that okay, we can give her a show after we put her in the films and we see how fans react to it. So that might be what the plan is. So in that sense, it
Got it.
makes more sense. But
Yeah,
for
yeah,
me, I'm
yeah.
just like, but the whole it's supposed to be a mini Avengers film, and it's supposed to be doing like Secret Invasion. But then I'm like, but the scrolls were. I mean,
They're
I'm
Yeah,
not
good guys
expecting
now.
all the scrolls to be good. And I mean, I've said this before. Maybe the sequel will deal with Secret Invasion, but then I'm like, why make it a mini Avengers film?
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe I
exactly.
don't know. I don't know what the plan is, but we'll see. I'm just, I'm kind of
Well, I
happy
think
that Catherine Winnick didn't get the role, seeing what they did with it. But she probably would have been better in the role because as I've gone on record saying that Brie Larson's performance was probably one of the things that drags the movie down for me. Um, so yeah, I want something better for like Catherine and Yvonne Strahovski and Emily Blunt, who have all three actresses that have been fan casted as Carol Danvers for years since they announced the movie. So yeah, but yeah, that was my thoughts on New Mutants. I want to see it. Bruce, I know last week you said you had something happen on YouTube with the streaming.
Okay, so um, YouTube's what is that? The bot for copyright violations.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so CBS was doing their Star Trek panel, and they were like showing scenes from like Picard or something, and having a cast do a table read
Yeah.
for like the final episode. And in the middle of it, they got hit with a copyright strike for like 20 minutes. So
What?
the owner of the material got hit with a copyright strike by YouTube's bots because, and it said like, so the black screen is like CBS has deemed this to be a violation of their copyright, but CBS owns it. And then that happened with the Adult Swim panel. It was like Turner Broadcasting or whatever deemed this copyright of a violation of their copyright policies. So they both went Blake in the middle of the panels for about 20 minutes while they were like, oh shit, the feed's down and they're trying to scramble. So like, how people will just upload something on YouTube and it automatically get hit with a strike.
Yeah.
And then you're like, hey, this is fair use. This is, this is a review and you got to go through all that. And then for it to turn around and happen to the owners has to change something about this goddamn copyright algorithm for YouTube.
Yeah.
Because, everyone's like, look, Google is so deep in with the organizations or the companies that there is no person that you can appeal directly to. It's like bot, and then go, oh, okay, we saw that you're reviewing. Like, what movie? Like, my X-Men reviews have, upon upload, been hit with copyright violations. And I'm like, first off, I changed the footage to not look like the original. And I'm throwing in examples of what I'm talking about. So it's a review. So I'll say what the problem is, and I'll show the scene so people can see what I have a problem with. And then like a week or so after, the video is supposed to be uploaded, it gets uploaded. And I'm like, okay, cool. I mean, we don't got that big of an audience anyway for it to impact us at all.
Right.
But it's still just a fucking hassle for me to have to go through. And then for the fact that the studios now have to go through it, has to change something for YouTube, in my opinion.
No, I agree.
Yeah,
because that doesn't make any. Because I didn't know anything of what happened. Like I said at the start, I wasn't really paying attention to anything regarding the hashtag. I just saw that it was a hashtag, and that's why the footage of New Mutants got released as part of the Comic-Con at Home hashtag. But yeah, that doesn't make any sense. You can't put a copyright strike. A company can't copyright strike its own material. And I understand that it's a bot and it just searches for whatever, but it has to, like you said, there has to be a change because that just ruins the experience that the fans were having. If you're a fan of Picard or whatever thing that they were doing at the Adult Swim panel, and you're watching it and it goes down because due to a copyright strike, and it's, hey, CBS owns this stuff. It's their panel. They're the ones broadcasting this. How do they copyright strike their own stuff? So yeah, that has to change the way that the bots look at that. And I mean, I don't know what the answer would be to that. Maybe I'm not a coder. I don't know what goes into that, but there has to be some type of change where it doesn't just, copyright strike, and then it's, no, I'm the owner, so let's go ahead and backtrack and, walk back on this, because this doesn't make any sense, but yeah.
Because to me, one of the problems is that it has a bot that just looks for footage for the companies and say that there's the reason why. But it's like there's nothing reviewing the videos. Like, look, so many people are uploading shit to YouTube.
Right.
I get that. But you do need something in place where it's like, hey, there's this video and it has footage. Okay. Well, what's going on with it? Should we inquire more about the footage? What the footage is being used for? Like, I'm not uploading an entire fucking movie on YouTube, which I can get that, yes, copyright strike, but I can talk about something while reviewing a movie, and then people go back and watch it, or it's like, hey, this is a problem that I've had with the movie. Then I show you that like 30-second clip, and then you go, okay, now I see what he was talking about.
Yeah.
And then you have so many channels that are literally just breaking down the entire movie while using footage. Like with us, we put our faces on there while we talk about the movie, and then if it happens to it, we'll put so if you're seeing my face and then a snippet of a movie, you gotta like, okay, well, what's also the context? It's 30 seconds of a movie and 11 minutes of this dude's face.
Yeah.
That should be a giveaway. Because most people just dissect the movie with voiceovers. And that's something that I personally don't want to fucking do.
Yeah. No, I think video essays are cool and all, but for me, that's one reason why I use trailers.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, it's, I can't sync. I try to cut up the footage enough and kind of just put it out of place as it happens in the trailer. But I also try to, if I mention this one thing that just so happens to be in the trailer, I happen to I try to put like I try to put the footage over my voice. So if I'm talking about, oh, this person gets attacked in a really stupid way, and they have a snippet of that in the trailer, I try to put that over that part of the video so they know, oh, this is what I'm talking about. But other than that, I really just try to use footage so it's not just 10 minutes of my face and be talking about the review of the movie. I want to show and cut up the movie trailer and have it kind of bounce around, just so it breaks up the monotony of it. But yeah, it doesn't make any sense to just copyright strike random stuff when it's a review, when you literally have full movies uploaded to YouTube, and you have people that are still reviewing it but talking over footage, and it's just them talking over footage. So at least here it's breaking up stuff. Like I remember when I had difficulty with my Justin video for Power Rangers month. I kept having to go back and like alter the way that the footage looked. I don't even know what the cause was because I did it like 3 or 4 times. I flipped the image. I made it black and white. I did all this other stuff, and it was still saying, "Hey, copyright. This can't be uploaded." And I was like, "Okay, what the fuck do I have to do?" And then I think I went back and I shortened some of the clips that I had, and just some of the overall moments that I had, and then they finally went through. So I was like, was I playing too much? I don't get it because it's still portions of the film. And I think I had the same issue with one of my Mortal Kombat reviews, just showing. And that's when I actually took the movie and I took portions of the movie that I was talking about. So if I mentioned bad green screen or bad effects or something like that, and I showed it in the film or in the review, I would put that over the portion I was talking about. And I think I had to edit that once and shorten some other stuff in it. But yeah, it just doesn't make any sense. It has to be a better way for the bot to analyze, oh, this is footage. What context is the footage being used?
Yeah.
Yep.
Was there anything from Comic-Con that you had, John?
I didn't really see a lot as far as like movies and stuff like that. I know action figure companies are like still kind of mass producing stuff. It's been a crazy year as far as like releases. Like there's a lot of good stuff that I got to just see like digitally. The biggest like I don't know, it's just crazy how like the podcast is leaning more towards like all the indiscrepancies that people are having, I guess, due to like stemmed from this virus, like movie productions being halted, and then like the deal with like YouTube and like copyright issues. Like everyone's just at odds right now. The biggest thing that happened, as far as I know, for Comic-Con is the toy manufacturing company or action figure manufacturing company NECA. They released a set of action figures. This year's Comic-Con exclusive was the it's a 4-pack of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but it's the turtles that are the likenesses from the VHS, the Coming Out of Our Shelves
Yes.
tour. So they look like, they're like kind of like the Jim Henson movie things, but then they've got like this look that was different that they used for the concert. So they're all kind of like rock starred out, and it's a big 4-pack. And I guess what happened was NECA struck a deal with Target. Well, what NECA's done for the past like 4 years is they sell these online. Like, so basically they say, hey, look, this is the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, but they understand, not everybody can go to Comic-Con. So they're like, yo, for 3 days at 12 o'clock noon or 11 o'clock a.m., we're going to put these up like for pre-order or for purchase for anyone who can't come to Comic-Con. So for 3 days, and usually NECA does sell out of them in like a minute or like almost under a minute almost, each 3 days. But like for the last like 3 years, I've been able to get it like no questions. But that's because, I've got my PayPal locked, everything's ready. I'm sitting at the website. I refresh at, 11:59, and then boom, at noon it's up, and then boom, boom, boom. 3 seconds later, I got it. So this year, they decided to do their pre-orders through Toys R Us. Or I mean, not the Toys R Us, through Target. So I don't know if something happened with like Target's inventory or something like that. It was this big like scam, dude. But like those things were not even up for sale like within 10 seconds. So apparently, like the rumor is like the bot situation that you guys are talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that affected the scalping game because apparently there were a lot of bots that ordered like more than 2, and like basically they ran out in 10 seconds. So I wasn't able to pre-order one. And then there was this huge, yeah, bro, like I wasn't able to get one. Like, well, first of all, it was this. So they said it was going to be online or go up live at a certain time. So of course, like I said, every year I'm there, and I refreshed at like 12 and nothing came up. So I kept on refreshing. And mind you, I'm at work. So, I mean, I'm in front of a computer. So I'm just like, trying to do some work while keeping on a refresh. And I'm like, damn, I just don't want to miss it. So, of course, I'm, on Twitter and social media, everybody's like, they're not up yet. So, like this, a NECA or I guess, head of the design team or something, he's like, it's taking a minute to load onto Target's inventory. Because, like I said, you can order them through Target. You can't order them through NECA specifically this year. It was a Target exclusive. Bro, I was on that damn pre-order refreshing for 38 minutes. And then at 38 minutes, I refreshed.
You know that's accurate as fuck, because that's a very specific time frame.
38 minutes, bro. And then I refresh. It says it's up. I click it. I put it in my cart. And then I'm going to check out. And then right when I'm checking out, these dudes say inventory issue. These items are sold out. Like within 10 seconds, bro.
Wow.
Because like I said, I know the game. And it was just, it's been the biggest ordeal because apparently, like you said, there were bots. There was some bot activity in there. And a lot of people didn't get theirs. And then the few people that did, they got emails the very next day after their confirmation that they were suspected of being a bot. So their order was canceled.
Holy shit.
So it was just this huge like dilemma that people were like, damn, we can't get them online right now. So then, of course, the guy's like, well, if anyone didn't get them online, we're sorry about that, but they'll be at Target. So then you have the damn, picture like Jingle All the Way in the summertime. So now all these collectors are trying to get to Target every single day to be like, do y'all have these? Do y'all have these? And mind you, again, it's not like it's not like other toys or something like that where they get like 20 of an item and put that thing up on the shelves. Like they're getting like 3 or 4 to a shipment, and then those 3 or 4 are just gone within a matter of days. So, this past week I've been like going back and forth between like Target's trying to look, asking Target representatives like, yo, are y'all going to get these in? Like, what's the deal? And just people are like, they're Target employees. They don't really have any idea like about specialty stuff like that. So they're like, yeah, bro, it says it's not in stock, so we don't have it. And I'm just like, my man, they said they were going to be here. So like, why aren't they here? And it's just a huge mess, dude. And they got a lot of clapback for it because nobody was able to get them. And, like just for example, something that I was hit with is, if they said that they're going to be there, I went to Target like 30 minutes before one of my closest ones opened, and this was at 7:30 in the morning. And mind you, I start my job at 8:30, so I'm like, well, Target's going to open at 8. I'll get them, and within 10 minutes, I'll be out of the store, and I'll be at work by 8:30. So I get to Target at my local Target at 7:30. I wait in the car for about 20 minutes until the line comes up. So like 7:50, I go get in line. So then like 5 minutes before this Target opens, this lady comes out and that works there, and she's like, the store is closed for anybody for 1 hour unless you're pregnant, elderly, or you have an underlying condition.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I was like, I got here at 7:30, man. And I told the lady, I was like, look, I just want to go in there and pick something up real quick. I made up some BS. I was like, yo, my girlfriend's sick right now, so she doesn't want to get out. I'm the runner. So she let me in. But even then, like, there's so many hurdles just to get this thing. And it's like, I don't know, from my opinion, like, it's like, damn, the last thing that I want to do is go out and about to department stores where other people are going to pick up supplies. You don't know who's sick. We're in the middle of a pandemic. And you're going to make me try and hunt these action figures down and then try and beat, like, scalpers and stuff like that. Like, I had a friend of mine who's in the collecting community, and he was like, yeah, dude, I went to go try and find a set. And there was a lady, I guess, who had picked them all up already, and I saw her pick them up. She picked up like 2 or 3 of them. I don't know. And he followed her and asked her. He's like, "Lady, I'll give you like $10 over. Like, I just want one because I want to have one." And she's like, "No, I lost my job due to COVID, so this is my only way of making money. I'm putting these on eBay for double or triple price.
What?
So if you want to pay double or triple price, yes, bro." So she told him, "If you want to pay double or triple price, you can go ahead, but I'm not letting these go for just $10 over." And he's just like, this bitch. Like, no, sorry to be disrespectful, but
so she lost her job, and she's now spending what remaining money she has, I'm guessing.
I guess
to scalp fucking action figures.
To scalp, yes, bro. Yeah. So, I mean, it's just been really crazy out there, man. So, like,
you
NECA's
have an
basically
easier time selling pussy, bro.
I mean, right? No shit, right? But NECA kind of heard because another, they've been coming out with some exclusives, and their next exclusive that just went on pre-order was the Token Rezar 2-pack from the sequel, and it's a 2-pack of those. And they did it right this time. They didn't go through any other exclusive store. They're like, look, we're gonna put these up for pre-order for a week, and these are gonna be made to order. So you have all week, and if you don't pre-order them in a week, then at that point, you're out of luck. Which I'm just like, bro, that's what people want with all their stuff right now. Like, nobody's trying to get outside, like, So I finally was able to find a set, but that was after I bought a set from another guy who actually helped me out over in New York. Like, he's a friend of mine, and he found one. And mind you, this friend of mine, he actually had been driving around different Targets for 5 hours, and he was able to finally find 2. And, I paid costs plus just shipping. So, I mean, he didn't make a dime out of it, and I just paid for shipping. But then the very next day, I was like, watch my luck, bro. I'm going to find one in the first Target that I go to. So I dropped off my fiance to go get her hair done, and then I came to the closest Target next to it, and there was one sitting there. So I got mine, and then I got another one coming in, which I'm going to give to a friend or sell to a friend just for what I paid for it. So it's like, yeah. I just don't get it, bro. Like, it's just really ruthless. But I think it all comes down to, like, the distributors. There's so much BS going on, with them. And other than that, that's been the only, like, Comic-Con, thing that I've seen. As far as, like, movie-wise, like, action figures, there's no action figures coming out. So, like, Black Widow action figures were, like, the last thing that came out.
Yeah.
I know they're now that Disney has the... Yeah, X-Men figs.
Yeah, they're starting to do the X-Men figures.
Yeah.
So
which are actually really cool.
I want to jump back in on this while we're on this NECA thing. So
sure,
this isn't a new thing because Rob and I were talking. So they released Raph in a trench coat and the Casey Jones pack,
yes,
and it was the Walmart exclusive.
Yep.
So, and we all know how terrible Walmart is with stocking their shelves with action figures.
Yes, bro.
So when this happened, everybody was complaining, like, why are you giving exclusive to Walmart? Like, this is a dumb thing to do.
Yeah.
So it was up for like 10 seconds on .com, and it was flagged as suspicious because they didn't have it in their system yet, and people were ordering it, and they were like, oh, this is a scam, so then they removed it. So NECA was getting roasted on Twitter to the point where they're like, whoever's their social media guys, just like PR. Hey, this is what's happening. This is what's happening. And in the middle of all this, they put up a link. They were like, all of our UK fans, you can buy this right now, and because it's not a Walmart exclusive elsewhere. And then they were like, why the fuck don't you do this for us? Like, what if this happened? Who cares if you have it as a Walmart exclusive? Walmart's clearly fucking up their end.
Right.
Give us this same like thing. And then it was just like, dog. So,
like,
man.
No, you're right. I didn't even bother with that 2-pack, dude. I didn't even, like, the same thing happened, and then, like, you know, they've been getting roasted, so this was the second thing that happened with the Target thing. So, like, of course, Strike 3 was a Toka and Razar pack, which are like, okay, we'll sell it through y'all, and, like, that was another thing is, normally, like I was saying, for the past couple of years, they put something up for pre-order for 3 days, and if in those 3 days you don't get it within the minute or whatever, but at least you still have time. Like, I've never had something where, you know, I put it in my cart and then I process the order and I don't get it. Like, I've usually been able and fast enough to order them, but with this exclusive stuff, and that was the other thing you mentioned a good point, Bruce, is for the international shippers, it was just chilling there. So, like, if you went to the NECA store, like, online, and you clicked on purchasing, it would let you put it in a cart and then purchase. But when you put in your shipping, it would say this item cannot be shipped to your location. And you're just like, I want to buy the motherfucker, but y'all aren't letting me buy it. Like, what? Dude, it was such a huge ordeal. But, I mean, honestly, it's just one of those things that just makes it even tougher now. But, yeah, I actually there's a YouTube reviewer, like big time like guy in the action figure community, Pixel Dan. He did an interview with, I guess, their head like designer. His name's like Randy or something like that. And while of course he just looks to be in a horrible mood because, like, you know, he's been getting trashed on and, you know, they're getting roasted.
Yeah.
And he said something along the lines of like, he's like, look, if you can't find them, call your local store or just go to each of your stores. That's the name of the game. So I was just like, dude, yeah.
I also have a story for that.
It's just been so unprofessional. Like, I commented on it, and my comment actually got highlighted. I was like, I quoted him. I was like, call your store or go and find them. That's the name of the game. Like, bro, we're in 2020. Like, I can get everything online. I can get groceries online. Why are y'all making this so hard?
Yeah.
Like, it's almost like you put a middleman in your game, but your middleman is not dependable. So, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm here wanting to give you money, but you're putting a middleman in the game that doesn't know what kind of business you're in. Because, I mean, like I said, I wouldn't blame Target or Walmart because those are department stores. Like, to them, they just see a barcode, you know, like it's an item. So
yeah. I'm
not going to go and hassle the lady in the electronics department to be like, lady, this is what I'm looking for. And she's like, I don't know what that is. Like, I don't care. Why are you so obsessed with toys? But yeah, go ahead.
So our friend Rob and Courtney, you know how no nonsense fucking Rob is.
Yeah.
So he went, like, he was at work and we were talking about this. So he was at work and then he got to a Walmart and then he was like, look, I looked on your site because he goes to the sites where you can look up the UPC and whatnot, and it'll tell you how many are in stock. So he was like, hey, I got this. It says that you have this figure. Like, and they were, so he was like, one person was like, yeah, I don't know about that. He was like, just see if you can find me somebody in charge who would know better. Because he was like, look, talking to the base level people is not how you get anything accomplished, which not many people realize. So they called for a supervisor. No response back. They called one of the people who worked in the toy aisle was walking past. I was like, hey, do we have this? Once again, base level person. So they gave the answer. If we have it, it's already out on the floor. And he was like, no, it is not.
Yeah.
And it was like, then we don't have it. He was like, and then while he was talking to him, supervisor came through and they were talking to him. He was like, yeah, so right now all of our people are busy. We literally just got like a shipment Like we just haven't had anybody free to put. So it's probably marked as here because it's on the dock. Like we haven't unpacked anything because we're just so busy. He was like, all right, yeah, that's the answer that I was looking for. He was like, but the thing was like, yeah, so you should come back. And he did, it was like, this isn't making the floor. It was like, and then she was like, our staff doesn't do that. He was like, so he gave like an example. I forget what the example was, but then her face just turned beet red because this is Rob, once again, we're talking about. And this guy he doesn't take bullshit. So he knows like every end of the game. So then he like went to actually like just to pick up his daughter's medicine. And then he found one at a completely different Walmart. But the fact that it's out there and this place is notoriously shitty for how quickly, stuff gets on its shelves, you guys should know the type of people that you're doing business with.
Yeah.
Like
Exactly.
you have fans that you can talk to, but like, hey, it goes, yeah, that's not making it to the shelf. Like, because luckily for me, I found a Target that's literally just old people.
Yeah.
Like, the Target near me, nothing is on the shelves. Like, it's just fucking bone dry to the point where their toy section is dwindling every time I go there. But then I went to another one and it was like just old people. And I'm like, and they just like the aisles are overflowing. Like they just got the new fucking Hasbro Ghostbusters figures in. And I was like, Jesus, like it's overflowing. And I'm like, all right. So if you can find a Target like that, like, because the thing with Target is, certain people go to certain Targets.
Yeah.
And if you can have that many Targets around you, like the one closest to me is like a 5-minute drive. There's another one that's like a 15-minute drive. And that one is hit or miss. But this one, it's like also like a 15 or 20-minute drive. And every time that I've been there, it's just fucking overflowing.
Yeah. It's just a stupid thing, man. Like it's, that's I didn't even bother every day that I went to a Target for the last week and a half. I didn't bother asking somebody, like, unless they like came up and said like, hey, can I help you? Because I didn't want to be that annoying guy to be like, and even then the set that I bought yesterday, I went on the Target app because I have like a Target membership card or one of those things. And I looked at the item because the item's online. It just says out of stock. And even then at that store, it says out of stock. And I'm like, I'm looking at one right now. So like the whole system is like, you don't know really who to believe. So that's what I'm saying. You're at this point where you're like literally like damn Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah. And it's like, that's the last thing people want to have to do is like, man, I don't want to be a complaining person. And at the same time, if I was working and I wasn't in that type of hobby, it'd be the same thing. It'd be like, man, this dude's trying to have me go back and look for shit. And I got to go through all these damn boxes to find, like, you're never going to find that perfect employee, but it's just a huge scam to me, dude, where they could have been like, yo, we'll sell it to you online. Like I don't get, and to me, it's not even a big deal. Cause I saw some people when the Token Razor set went online, then I saw people complaining about shipping. I'm like, my man, you're paying $15 in shipping, but here, it's a guarantee. Once you put it in your cart and you purchase, it's going to be at your door. No corona, no going out in the morning before open, no getting told that if you're not pregnant or elderly, you can't come in, no having to deal with Target and wasting your gas going from shop to shop to shop to just chance it if it's there. Like, for the $15 in shipping, I'm like, bruh. Like, if you're worried about $15 in shipping, you may want to reconsider being in this game, bro. Like,
that's like the Sentinel that they.
Oh man,
Jesus!
that's Comic-Con news. Yeah,
I'm one of the backers because like a fucking 2-foot Sentinel. Why not? But
I'm not gonna lie, bro. It's tempting. Like I didn't.
Yeah, it's tempting for me. I don't think I'm gonna pull the trigger though.
It's hella tempting.
And like the Marvel Legends Facebook group, there's like people complaining about the price. I'm like,
yeah, I saw that.
It's like, hey, if you lower the price, I'll buy it. I'm like, the goal was 6,000 backers. It got that in under 24 hours.
Yeah.
It is now at 12,000 backers.
Yeah. There's people. Yeah.
They do not need to curtail to you to lower the price so they can make sure that you buy it. Yeah. It is already, it's plus what they originally sought to. So I'm like, guys, you realize you're complaining for nothing, right? Stop it. Like, literally shut up. There are people who are buying 5 of these fucking things. Like, they're not going to look at you and be like, well, this guy thinks it's too much. this guy who just said that he'll pay fucking $1,500. Yeah, but this is the guy we need to put. Like, literally, shut up. Stop. I get it's so easy to complain online, but literally pick your spots.
Yeah.
But like with anything, and like just now that we're on that topic, because like I said, I didn't back it. I didn't put any money into it. But if it does come available for like a pre-order, I don't know how that process is for the Kickstarter or whatever. But if there's a chance to get it, like, and it's like one of the last chances, I'm probably going to, because like for that Sentinels, I don't collect Legends. I have the Selects, which are just 1 inch like bigger, but that would still work with the Selects. Like it's 1 inch of 26 inches. So like even then, and then that was the other thing is like the first day of the Kickstart, it was just a regular Sentinel. And then the second day, I think once they met their goal, they said, okay, we're going to put the Master Mold head with it. And then the third day, they were like, okay, we're also going to put a battle damaged one, like with a battle damaged hand or battle damaged face. Yeah. So you're just like, okay, bro, for that amount of money, though, like that's a 26-inch action figure. Like that's not your regular run of the mill. And it's almost like funny because you're like, y'all are the same people that buy a whole wave of Legends, which equivalates to $100. Like when you buy 5 action figures like y'all are the same people that are doing that. Like, so what the issue is like people are still like thinking that like these are like $20 items and stuff like that, but the game is like definitely evolving, bro. Like people were tripping at the price of token Razor too. They were saying like, man, that's $40 a piece, but it's like, bro, this is not like your 1980s Ninja Turtle token Razor with minimal articulation. Like this is this is art, bro. Like this is a work of art. It's like a statue that you can move around. Like, why are y'all tripping? Like, I don't get it, you know?
Yeah. So no, I think I'm not ready to pull the trigger just yet on Sentinel. I think if it does come down to, this will be the last time that you might be able to put in an order for it, I think then I'll pull the trigger.
So what happens with that, they take the money on the 24th. So the 24th of this month is basically when you have to get it in.
Okay.
And then it releases next year. So they're getting all the money for it. Then they put it in production, and then they start shipping it to people.
And so
once again, it's
are
it's
they
a made to order.
Specifically? Yeah, I was gonna say, is it specifically made to order? So those will be the people that are backing it are going to be the only ones that actually get.
I believe so.
That's the trick. I mean, I guess that's what's going on.
Because with HasLabs, they were like they've had a bunch of people asking for stuff, so they were like, "Look, we're going to put it up. If you really want it, you'll let us know, and then we'll put it in production." Because they've had people like, "Hey, we want this," and then just like the figures just fucking sit on the shelves for years.
Yeah.
See, but that's the other thing is like there is a chance where like the Turtles, as soon as this thing hits stores, the people that missed out on the pre-order, they're gonna buy those and then like scalp them. But I think that's if there's anything about the big companies like Hasbro for sure, because Hasbro has like the license to everything now. They're gonna re-release it. It's only a matter of time, and that's just from their track record. Like they re-release everything to where like people throw their money and they'll go crazy from scalpers or people that find it. Like I could probably list like five characters right now that they made as Build-A-Figures, and then they released them as a solo, and people were just like, I spent $150 on the whole wave for some characters that I didn't even want, some D-listers, and y'all are just gonna re-release it. Like the Kingpin, they did that. The Juggernaut, they did that. Like there's so many like re-releases. That's why I withheld on the that NECA Casey Jones and Raphael in the Disguise, because I was like, I know they'll re-release. All I want is Casey. I already have.
They just Elias Coates just signed a deal so they can use his likeness. So they will be releasing another one.
Yeah, because I know that was a big deal too. Is they didn't have him. I guess people were upset that his mask, the hockey mask, wasn't able to be removed.
Yeah.
So like some people removed it, and it's like not his likeness. But he signed a deal with NECA to give him his likeness or something like that. So. I mean, hey, more power to him, because, I mean, he's not acting right now because ain't nothing being made. So,
Yeah,
But I mean, yeah, man.
No, as far as like the action figure stuff goes, I just think they just need to find a better. I think everything does. I agree that I think everything does need to be sold online because if you're gonna
Mm-hmm.
do exclusives, there's no point of doing exclusives with like Walmart or
Yeah.
even Target because there are Targets that I haven't gone to Target in a few months actually because when I go out, I'm going out to get groceries and I'm bringing
Mm-hmm.
my ass back home. So
Mm-hmm.
I go to Walmart to pick up this. I go to Kroger to pick up that, whatever, and then I come back home. I don't really go in Target to look around or anything like that. While I'm in Walmart, I'll go through the toy aisle. They still got the same shit out. Still got the same old fucking old ass action figures from the fucking Cold Obsidian wave from Infinity War or the Ant Man and the
Wow.
Wasp wave. They still got a bunch of old ass figures out where they'll have. Uh, they got some of the game. They've been having some of the Gamerverse figures lately,
Which
but
those are garbage.
they don't have
Those are
anything.
garbage, bro.
They don't have anything like new or recent. Like a couple of months, like maybe a month ago, I was just seeing that they had like 2 or 3 Shiris on the shelf, and I was like, man, I remember when I first bought Shiri because I didn't think that I was ever gonna fucking see her ass again.
Yeah.
And now they got
Yeah.
like 2 and 3 on the shelf. They're just sitting there, and they still got a
Mm-hmm.
rock python on the shelf and all this other stuff. But it's like, yo, I only seen like 2 Black Widow figures. I think I saw a black suit Widow from the movie last
Are
time
you
that I.
looking for any?
No, I already bought all of
Oh,
mine
okay.
loose from
Oh,
Dorkside.
okay. Oh, okay.
And then I
Gotcha. Yeah.
found the. I don't. I'm debating on whether or not I want the black suit figure from the movie, but I already bought
Mm-hmm.
the white suit deluxe set from Target, and I
Yeah.
found that in store.
Yeah.
So I haven't really gone to Target to look around or anything like that, but I've never really had any luck at stores. Um, it's really been on some whim type shit. Like I remember when I got my Executioner Hella and Iron Spider and Infinity War Iron Man. I forget what mark suit that is. But I bought both of those from Target, and I was like, I had gone online, saw that they had them, and I went up, asked one of the employees. I was like, hey, I'm showing that you guys have this on your website, and it says that you have these in stock, but I'm not seeing them on the shelves. She's like, let me see if we have them in the back. She went back there maybe for like 2, 3 minutes, came back out with some boxes and was like, these might be it. And so opened them up. And I was like, yep, those are it. Took one of each. And then as I was like walking past, there's this like dude who was also in the toy aisle, I guess looking for him too. And he saw me walk past with him, and I saw out the corner of my eye, I saw him look. And I was like, yeah, 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 nigga. All you gotta do is ask, and maybe they'll be
Gotcha,
able to help
bitch.
you. Right? Like maybe they'll be able to help you. They didn't have the Luis Ghost 2 pack, but ended up getting those loose later on anyway. But
And it's $15 on Amazon right now.
right, so um,
I mean, so, and that's the thing is like that. That's also like a big part of like this hobby is the resale game.
yeah,
Like, because when you have an action figure that gets put out, and it's from a larger company, I usually will always chill on it because eventually they're gonna make it when they see how good it does, they're gonna resell it, in a different packaging form or something like that. And that's kind of that's the sucky part of like, this hobby. So like for example, just going back to NECA, a couple of years ago, their exclusive was the movie turtles from the first movie in a 4-pack, the Four Brothers. So
Yeah.
I got it. I got it with ease because I was like, it was like 150, but like when you break that down with the shipping and then the cool collector's box and all the accessories, I think it broke down to like 35 per action figure. So 35 for like their level of detail and stuff like that. I was like, I got the money right now, so why not? But when they say like, oh, this is the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, this is only going to be given to people who pre-order it if you can't go to Comic-Con or if you're in San Diego the week of Comic-Con. And
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
like 6 months later, they're like, due to the high demand of all these, we're re-releasing them in singles form, and they're GameStop exclusive, so you can only get them at GameStop. So people are like, okay, well, if I missed that boat, which, yeah, good for you, but that lowers the exclusivity of the 4-pack that I just bought. And
Right.
then now they're doing it with Walmart where they're coming in 2-packs. So they're like, okay, if you missed the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive 3 years ago and you missed the GameStop exclusives from a year ago, we're going to be releasing them at Walmart this time in 2-packs. So you could get Michelangelo and Donatello in a pack and Raphael and Leonardo, or whichever. I don't know how they're mixed up, but it's like, my man, that's the second time y'all re-release these damn figures. If you missed it, like, then you got to pay a scalper or go back and find it. I mean, then, I don't know, man. Like, if it's something, don't call it an exclusive if you're gonna re-release stuff. Is my whole point.
Yeah.
Because you just watered down the exclusivity, and that's not to say that I'm in this hobby to like resell at a higher value. I'm not that.
Yeah.
It's because
Yeah.
that's the Comic-Con bubble. It's just like, I got these, but now they're not as exclusive because it's like, well, damn, what I spend the 150 for if I could have just waited,
Yeah.
or like ended up waiting. But I mean,
No,
that's
I get that.
the blessing and curse. So,
No, I get that.
um, yeah,
A lot of the it's just the pairing and just the choices of where they're gonna be exclusively sold at. Cause I know some of those I'm like, nah, I ain't never gonna fucking see that. Ain't no point in me even wanting that, cause I ain't
Yeah.
never gonna get it. Like most of the Walmart exclusives, I don't even trip over because I know I'm not gonna get them. I'm shocked whenever I do come across something at Target, because Target tends to have a lot of old stuff as well.
Yeah.
yeah.
But every now and then I'll come across, like, I was honestly surprised when I saw the deluxe Black Widow figure at Target, and I was like, oh, okay, fuck it, I'll get it. $30, whatever.
Right.
Comes with
Yeah. If it's
explosion
there,
effects, a
yeah.
stand, all this extra shit. Yeah, fuck it.
But that's the crazy part, is like, you bought that because you saw it and you were like, oh yeah, no problem, I want one and stuff like that. But
Right.
there's people out there that are like, yo, my man, it's $30. That's $10 more than the $20 regular one. But it's like, but bruh, it's got all these effects and all these things. Like, the game is leveled up.
Yeah, it's a reason
It's
why they
not,
call
you're
it the
not just
deluxe
buying like,
figure.
yeah, yeah, exactly. But people, I guess, complain about that, and they also complain about the shipping and everything. And it's like, man, as long as I'm not paying double or triple the price,
Yeah.
I'm good.
And
So
even more recently, because I just got some figures in over the past couple of weeks, that I probably paid a little more than I could have, but at the same time, I wasn't seeing those figures anywhere else. So I got armored Thanos from Endgame and Scarlet Witch and Vision,
the
and
Legends.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
and so it was the Toys R Us 2-pack, because that's the Scarlet Witch that actually looks like Liz Olsen. Not the not the
Okay.
not the Civil War one from Civil War that they released.
Yeah.
Uh, and so I don't know which. Well, I don't know if the Vision is from the Endgame wave with the Bro Thor build a figure, or if it's from the Scarlet Witch 2-pack. I just assume it's from the Scarlet Witch 2-pack, but it don't matter.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
Vision figure. Um,
I mean, yeah, it's the movie. It's movie
yeah,
accurate. So yeah, that's all
yeah,
that. Yeah.
yeah. It's the movie Vision figure, and so I think total I paid like I think either 100 or 120. Because he
Mm-hmm.
wanted, originally it was just gonna be for, I think, WandaVision, and I think he wanted 64, which is what I've been seeing that 2-pack go for, either like 60 or 70. So I was like, what else you got? Because I'll drop 60 for WandaVision, but I want to throw something else in, so at least I feel like I got a little bit more. And so he had just so happened to have the armored Thanos available, and he was like, "I'll give it to both of them to you for 100." And I was like, "Fuck it, all right, I'll take it."
Yeah,
Cause,
that's a good deal.
cause I'm like, even if I would have paid 120, most people are gonna be selling build a figures for 50 or 60 anyway, and
Yeah.
then that super
Exactly.
rare 2-pack is gonna, because I've been looking for that 2-pack since before Toys R Us closed. Like I kept going to my Toys R Us to see if they had it, but they never did.
Mm.
So I've been seeing that those two figures go for 60, 70, and I wasn't really expecting to find it for anything less. So I basically just paid what the market price for both of them. I was like, or just a little bit under, and I was like, fuck it, I'll take it. Like it ain't really that big of a deal
Right.
to me because I mean, I pretty much got two figures that I've been looking for, and the fucking Thanos. He's the Thanos came with the unhelmeted head from the Doctor Strange Iron Man 3-pack, and it came with a 3D printed like movie version of his blade of his sword. It doesn't stick together quite well. I think I got to do a little bit of sanding on the little joints to actually get them to fit in the pegs to fit in the holes. But it comes like it had a 3D printed version of his sword, and it came with an alternate head that doesn't come with the figure. So I
Mm.
was like, shit, that works for me.
Yeah. Like right now everybody's tripping on uh like Legends because we're not tripping on Legends, but everyone's going crazy for Legends because this last like year, I guess, or since Disney bought Fox, like Fox's the rights to the X-Men back, basically,
Yeah,
there's been a huge level up on like X-Men figures, which sucks because sucks for me, not for Legends collectors, but sucks for me because I'm a Select collector. So now that they're pushing them out. Marvel Select had like a panel for theirs, like a stay-at-home panel, and someone asked them if they were going to push out any more Legends, and they were like, "Well, within the last 3 years, we've given y'all Rogue, we've given y'all Beast, and Psylocke, and that's about it for right now." And I'm like, "Damn, man! Like, Legends over here releasing Strongman, and like, man, come
yeah.
on, like, damn." But
Nah,
Marvel Select did they did release a well, it sucks because it basically they're doing a new version of their Incredible Hulk, and it actually looks really good.
yeah,
Like
I saw that. I was like, this don't look all that much different from the fucking Hulk that I first bought at fucking PMC3.
yeah,
Like the
but
head is a little different, but
it's yeah, it's like more articulated basically because like that's what they're doing is they're Marvel Select used to get real like shitted on because of their action figures had like no articulation, just
yeah,
like really good sculpts.
yeah,
But they've started since then adding a lot, and like a lot of their figures for their bigger guys, a lot of like Legends like collectors use. So like even people who bought that 80th anniversary, the Wolverine and Hulk, the
yeah,
debut 2-pack, people are like, it looks exactly like that, but it actually is going to be a little bit bigger because it's going to be larger in scale. So like, I want a big Hulk, so I'll
yeah.
buy it. Or like with Thor and stuff like that.
No,
So
that's what I
I
did when
mean,
I first had my first Avengers lineup. I got the movie. I got the Avengers. I got the Marvel Select Avengers movie Hulk. And then I posed them with that because he was so much bigger than the rest of the group. And I was like, well, that's kind of how I want. Hulk might not be in scale like that in the films all that much, but that's how I want my Hulk to look amongst the
yeah,
team.
for
So
sure.
I mean I do have the Smart Hulk from Endgame. I did order that as well. So whenever I do
The
get around
one, the select one or the Legends one?
the Legends one,
Oh, okay.
um,
So the shirtless one, yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Because Select did one.
and it
Select
was
did one based
in
on
his suit,
the yeah, and that and the finale suit or whatever.
yeah.
So, and then yeah,
No, but I got that Hulk. I don't know how he scales to the rest of them. I know he's probably only just a little bit taller, but I just wanted him because it was Smart Hulk.
yeah,
But yeah, so I think for me, I'm just slowly filling out my collection a little bit more, and now I'm at a point where I'm like, there's been too many times where I passed up on something because I just didn't want to drop the money on it, but then it became
Yeah.
super rare, like the whole Fat Thor wave. Like there
mm-hmm,
were all of those figures besides uh, the first Avengers suit, Captain America, were figures that I wanted. I wanted Valkyrie. I wanted Heimdall. I wanted that fucking Iron Man that looks like the fucking original suit. Um, I had a chance to buy that Iron Man 2, but I didn't. But I didn't pull the trigger on it because I was like, I really feel like dropping like 124 or however much it was going to cost for it right now. No, not really. So I held off on it, and then can't find that set anywhere now. It's out
Yeah.
of stock everywhere, and then those are basically the figures that I've bought over the past like 2 weeks. I bought Heimdall, Valkyrie. I bought the Bro Thor action build a figure. Um, who else was in that wave? It was Iron Man, Captain America, Valkyrie, Heimdall, Vision. Oh, and Iron Patriot. So I bought Valkyrie, Heimdall. I don't know if the Vision I have is from that wave or it's from the 2-pack with Scarlet Witch, but I have a Vision now. The only ones that I'm missing are Iron Man and the giant ass Iron Patriot. And I'm on the fence about Iron Man. I might end up getting it, and then I'm still looking for Iron Patriot, which I haven't really found yet. But yeah, that's really what I've been doing. So I told myself, yo, if you find like a set or a figure that you know you're iffy on buying, but you want, just fucking buy it because you're gonna
Oh
fuck
yeah.
around and you're not gonna be able to get the shit, and you're gonna end up having to, overpay for it later. Just fucking get it now. So
Yeah.
that's why when
Yeah.
I get the chance, I've been meaning to look up to see if they have the Deadpool figures up for pre-order because I want to get that Deadpool Negasonic 2-pack and the Domino figure. I don't know if I want Cable yet, but I'll probably end up getting him too. But I definitely want Domino, Negasonic, and Deadpool. So those
So
will be.
you just do the movie figs, right? Like movie versions.
Yeah, it'll have to be like it'll have to be a really specific comic book character for me to get. So, for example, I kind of wish I would have gotten that X-Men Bishop when they released
Ooh,
it
yeah.
before it became super fucking rare.
Yeah.
Because I look back on it and I'm like, well, fuck, I always did used to fuck with Bishop when I watched the cartoon series. So why did I never jump on this when he was available? So
And
now it's just like, fuck, I should have jumped on this figure. I could have jumped on that one. But for the most part, I get the movie figures.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, that's the good thing though, is like I honestly think that you'll probably see a re-release because now they're doing like that's I guess that's a part is like anything that's a movie figure, which I mean now they're probably not gonna since there's no movies, they're not gonna do anything anytime soon, but now they're pushing out like a lot of these retro looking things. So
Mm-hmm.
like like the packaging looks like the old Toy Biz like animated stuff. So I know they've been doing X-Men and I know they've been doing the Spider-Man ones because that's a wave that's going like for really hot right now.
Yeah.
It's like they all look like they are in the animated TV show
Yeah.
cards and everything, which that's like a really, really good Spider-Man. Like I've actually been thinking about it because like all my legends, like they're a lot bigger in scale. So it's like, well, if I get Spider-Man, he'll be smaller, which is the whole point, right? Like he's
Yeah.
just a regular guy. So maybe, but no, I just do like comic book stuff, but it just sucks now because like I see all these legends, like now that Disney and Hasbro have the rights, they're releasing like everything. Like they're releasing all those movie versions and they're releasing like like now you're getting like, Bishop, or you're getting like, Strongman, or you're getting like, all these other, like Nimrod, and like
Yeah.
it's like damn, like they're releasing like they're putting out heat, but it's just to try and catch up to that is going to be like damn near impossible. And then like you said, you have the Sentinel and all that, but you're right though. Anything that does come out, bro, I just get, that I did whenever that Hulk goes for pre-order, I'm definitely pre-ordering that. And then I don't have the one you're talking about. I've seen yours, the old school one. I have the Silvestri art, the one where he's in blue jeans, and then I have Gladiator Hulk, which that one is the comic based one, so it's like that art style, but like bro, that one's going for like $2 now because it's so rare. So I'm just
Yeah.
like, well, hopefully shit doesn't go sour for me, but if so, I'm gonna sell that hook real quick.
Yeah.
Like that's gonna be an easy flip. But
Yeah.
aside from that, GI Joe's went 6-inch, and I am all in on that. Like
I've never been a
bro.
big G.I. Joe person. Like, I think Snake Eyes is cool because of the movies. And, whew,
That,
that Ray
whew,
Park
that
shit is
Snake
Lord have
Eyes.
mercy. We're not going to talk about that, though.
Well, the action figure is fire. I missed out. Apparently, like earlier this year and before Comic Con, they released a deluxe thing that was like $40.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, it's in this cool looking like box, and there's like he's got this little like dojo kind of accessory art piece next to him. But I got the regular one, but because I couldn't find that other one. But so far, I've gotten Snake Eyes, and I got a couple of Cobra Troopers. You know, it looks awesome. It's just about time because like it's one of those things like, man, Hasbro's had the license to GI Joes for like ever, and I used to play with GI Joes, but again, my small kid hands with a 4-inch action figure, it looks okay, but it's like now. It's like, man, I ain't gonna collect those little ass things. Like, I want
Yeah.
something that's gonna scale well. So that's been the cool part because, yeah, man, Hasbro owns everything now. Like, and they're putting out Power Ranger stuff and
Oh, which
all
is
kinds
fun,
of
which is
stuff.
hilarious because I was at work and I saw that I got a charge for an Amazon order, and I was like, "Wait, what the fuck?" And I forgot that I pre-ordered the Psycho Ranger pack, so it should be getting here
Okay, that's
tomorrow.
I was actually gonna talk about this. What do you think of Hasbro taking that what was supposed to be a Comic-Con exclusive and just making it an Amazon exclusive?
That's fucking fire
Yeah,
because
because you can get it.
right, you can fucking get it now. Like, I'm not tripping about not being able to get the Psycho Rangers because I can't go to fucking Comic Con. Nobody can go to Comic Con now, so it only made sense in order to make it a Amazon exclusive. Because like, who doesn't shop on Amazon? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
True.
So as soon as it was like, oh, the Psycho Rangers are Amazon exclusive, I literally went and pre-ordered it, and I was like, all right, let's
And
make
it's
sure you got the money for the pre-order, so you don't fucking fuck up and all this other shit. And I was like, all right, bet. And I got my
it's
fucking uh, Lord Zed Rita pre-order from GameStop. That's gonna be hitting, I
nice.
think, at the
Likewise.
end of this month. So I'm like, I ain't playing around with this shit.
Yeah, I got
No,
that. I
that's
got that. My Red Ranger Lightning Collection helmet gets here on Wednesday.
Yeah,
oh damn already.
Yeah, yeah,
Damn.
because they started hitting the shelves, so they just started shipping. My Omega Ranger with his cycle gets here tomorrow. Because if Hasbro, like, if they're gonna start doing vehicles and shit, I might as well like buy it to encourage them to do fucking more.
yeah,
Yeah.
So I mean, and I hate the Omega Ranger, but I'll just refer to him as Deca Break because I enjoy Deca Ranger.
yeah.
I won't
So
lie, bro. Yeah, they've been pushing out like that's what I'm saying. It's kind of like the same thing, like with the Marvel Legends. It's like I have the Bandai, I guess that was the Legacy, right? Yeah, Bandai
Yeah.
Legacy
yeah,
figures, but it's like that line's done, and of course they never pushed out anything else besides the Zeo, the Morphin, and then the In Space, and then there's a couple others that I think I passed on.
Yeah.
Um, but it's like, damn, now I got to start over. And then even then with the damn like Zed, like I bought the Zed solo, and now they're like,
Oh
hey, we're
yeah,
gonna
I did
re-release
too.
him with
Bruce.
Rita, and I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah.
man,
Bruce found Zed for me in a store, which is hilarious because I've since seen Zed in the store.
likewise,
Um,
because they shipped out more.
yeah, but then I was like, I'm not gonna not buy Zed because he comes with like, I don't care that I already
And
have
then
Zed.
they
yeah.
colored his hands so they look more show accurate too with the
Oh,
two
Okay.
pack.
the fingers, yeah, the fingers.
Yeah,
They fixed it, yeah. Because I got this one, and then when I saw that, I was like, man, I just bought one. Like, what
Yeah.
the hell?
Fuck
Like,
it. I mean, this
that,
is the same dude
I
that
because
bought
mean,
like four
well,
different Star Lord figures because I was
each one
fucking
has a different costume, yeah.
right. I was like, oh well, this one
Well,
comes with the Menace build a figure piece. This one comes with fucking Ego, and this other one
I
comes with
mean,
fucking this other character.
like,
God damn it!
but
look,
that's
this is fucking
yeah.
hilarious because I'm looking at right over my computer is Psycho Red, Blue, and Black from Legacy Collection. I got the Psycho Red and Leo Lost Galaxy 2-pack. I also bought Psycho Blue because I was like, holy shit. And then I'm just, buying the fucking 5-pack because I've been waiting for fucking Psycho Yellow and Psycho Pink forever.
Yeah.
You give it to me in a 5-pack, I do not care. I'm going to buy it.
Yeah, that's the main reason why I bought it, because I was like, yo, I gotta get Psycho Pink. I got to.
And it's like it's one of those things. Like, it's a little bit different though. Like with you said with the movie figures, because every movie that comes out, the attire changes, so it's not exactly the same. You know, it's not like with me. Like I'm dwindling down on my wrestling figure collection because like the wrestlers are kind of so cheaply made that really it's the same damn action figure. It's just got a paint job on it, so there's not the biggest difference. So like I'm sitting here with like 4 Macho Man Randy Savages, and I'm like, do I really need these 4? Like I just need one that looks like cool, but you know. But like the same thing with the Turtles. But it's like, okay, these are from the concert pack, and these are from the movie, and then these are from the, you know, this and this, but. I don't know. It's just but that's the cool thing is like, you know, I'm crying about buying a Zed, but anytime if I wanted to trade it or send it, you know, to eBay and at least get what I paid for it, I could.
Right.
Yeah.
So
because
there's someone out there who probably missed out on that pre-order.
Right. Exactly. So as soon as I heard that Zed and Rita were going up for pre-sale. And it as soon as it went live, I told Bruce and Rob, and then I pre-ordered mine. I was like, "Hey, Zed Rita pre-order is live," and then I pre-ordered it. I was
and I was iffy about pre-ordering it because like the last 2 purchases that I made on GameStop got canceled. So I was like, I just don't trust GameStop.com. So then I was like, fuck it, I'll pre-order and see if this fares any better.
Yeah, this will be the only thing that I fucking pre-order from GameStop. I ain't pre-ordering shit else, but I don't really go in GameStop to really. I try not to give GameStop money. So, but anytime I go in there, I'm always seeing. I forgot what I went last GameStop that I went in. I forgot what I saw in there. It was the Core Grandmaster 2-pack, and I was like, I should buy this right now. But I didn't, and I ended up getting both of those later on loose separately,
which is hilarious because there's a GameStop near like the Walmart I go to, and they were like it was like we were going to go to the Safeway on a whim, and then it was like going out of business, and we're like, well, we gotta fucking go in here, and they have like a shit ton of Blue Psycho Rangers. I was like, too bad I already got it.
Right.
Like, I don't need like 7 Blue Psycho Rangers.
Yeah. No, that's.
So I bought some Power Ranger socks, fucking Ghostbusters on PS3, to the tune of like $7.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that's why I got my X-Men socks. But yeah.
It's definitely been just a crazy year, like just with everything. Like I hope people really learn their lesson, you know, for stuff.
I think the downside, like you can name all the like negative effects that COVID has had, but I think like one of the positives that it's had is like forcing people to adapt more to the online community because legit people spend most time online than in stores. So if you're this is a Comic-Con exclusive, but what if we also just do an Amazon exclusive with it? So half and half, and you like I don't want to pay like the fucking $2,000 for a hotel stay. The like was $100+ on a ticket. The fucking ticket price for the plane ticket to go and just might miss out on a figure, or I could just pre-order it online and send it. Like I get the Comic-Con exclusives, but the amount of money that it costs, like you're paying like $3,000 to $5,000 to pay $50 on a figure. Like I can't justify that.
Yeah. Like I'm gonna be like straight. Like this will be a shout out to Court right now because that PMC Draken, like from a few years ago, I was like, yo, dude, am I really gonna have to go all the way to California to pick up this action figure? But my man was like, nah, I got you. So I was like, yes.
Like with PMC, I can justify that because we're literally going to hang out with our friends.
I was gonna say PMC is a fucking vibe though.
see, that's probably different. I've never been, but I could. I mean,
Keep
just
telling
from
your
what
bitch
y'all have
ass to
said.
come, but you know.
Well, you
Dog,
ain't
you
gonna have
better go
one
next
now
year.
if they got Corona. Like, yeah, I mean, absolutely.
June.
You know,
Like,
And if
the
we being
pushback
real,
has
I don't.
actually helped.
Yeah, to pushing it back actually helped, but to be honest, even pushing it back, even though it's in the middle of the year,
Mhm.
I don't know if everything gonna be.
No, no.
I don't personally think so. I want to go
yeah, I don't
because
either.
again, it's a vacation. It's really just hanging out with friends at this point, and just seeing some of the actors
Well,
again and interacting with people and everything like that. But I just don't
well,
think.
basically, like the way y'all describe it is like it's what a comic or it's what a convention or what an expo should be. Because now, like just tapping on, I know it's Comic Con, and like the cool part for me of Comic Con is one, getting to see the Hall H stuff for movies, and then two, getting to see all the new releases for the new fiscal year. But like other than that, like I've never expressed like huge interest in going because anyone that does go, they're like, "Yo, that's a nightmare, bro. Like you got to be
Yeah.
up, you got to be in line, you got to be fighting people for this exclusive for that." Like, I mean, yet like it it would suck. Like it's not like like I'm not sure when, but I guess whenever the comic book movie craze really took off, but like Comic Con before the MCU or before everything else, like that was probably the vibe that you're saying PMC still is right now. Like where it's more, I don't know. It just seems like there's more of a sense of community rather than the nightmare, that people have to go in line. Because I went to New York Comic Con in 2017, and it was cool, but hot damn, it was packed, bro. Like
Yeah,
you couldn't get anything. Like it was just because that's like the second biggest convention behind San Diego.
yeah,
So it was just like, because that's the thing, is so many more people, they notice that you can make profit off of it, so they're gonna go do that. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
and
just
and
I
PMC is really
definitely
just
want to
like
go to
a
that.
PMC has its moments as far as like, oh, this was you waiting in this long ass line, this and that, but it's not that big. It's probably a mid sized convention, I would say, and even then,
Hmm.
that's probably being somewhat generous. But it's not really that huge, so I think that
Yeah,
works in its favor.
exactly. Yeah.
But they're obviously, when it comes to waiting in line for, I mean, because the only thing you're really waiting in line for is to take pictures or get autographs, and then
Yeah.
there's never really a super big line for a panel, not from what I've seen, unless you specifically came, you came out and over to the convention center for that particular panel, and there's other panels going on, and you just want to, you're just waiting until that one ends so you can go in.
For sure.
But it's really just more so just walking around a bunch of times, seeing who you can link up with, or just like sitting around in the fucking hotel room and just bullshitting, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because
Like,
Yeah.
friends in our
Courtney and
group,
I
they're
have lost
cosplayers.
each other multiple times.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Literally, it'd be like he'll walk off somewhere else, and I'll just walk off somewhere else, and I'll text him like, "Yo, where you at?" After like
Yeah,
30 minutes of just walking around.
but I mean that's the cool part of like a con. Instead of like having to stay together and like it's almost kind of like Disneyland or Disney World, like going to a convention because you're like you want to like take it in and just like chill, like when you're on the floor and like do stuff. But like so
Yeah,
much stuff is being sold where you're like, all right, we got to be over here and we got to be over here in the morning and we got to do this and we got to do this. Where you're just like at some point that does not become very enjoyable. So then like it becomes more work than
yeah,
actually like hey man, I see you over there, and like you can sit and rap. Like you wouldn't be able to sit and rap with somebody at San Diego or New York because you're like, all right, man, I got to go get this because I got to go pick this up right
Like,
now because
we've
if I don't, they're
literally,
gonna sell out.
we've literally on our first day have gone to get like all of our exclusives, got
mm-hmm,
everything, and then we just have the rest of the con free to
yep,
do whatever we want.
yeah. First
Yep.
day is autographs and pictures, and whatever exclusives you're gonna get or you're picking up, and then after that, we're really just walking around in a group, just oh, hey, this looks cool. What is this about? Or whatever like that. It's
Yeah.
never, and that's one of the reasons why after PMC uh, 4,
Yeah.
um, we were doing so. That's when we did a bunch of interviews for the channel, and we were like, after that one, I said, if we gonna do shit for the channel, we need to
Get that press pass.
not even that. If we're gonna do shit for the channel, it has to. We gotta pick and choose when we're gonna do it, and we can't try to do
Yeah.
everything because for me, it felt too much like work.
Oh, yeah.
It felt too much
Yeah,
like
Yeah.
yeah,
work
It
because
yeah.
really.
Yeah.
it was okay. Well, we need to get this person's interview, or we need to get in line for this person so we can get this interview. We need to get in line for that person. This person isn't available, so we need to come back later or try tomorrow. And it's like if a
Sure,
guest,
sure.
guests don't always stay the entire weekend. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So they might, there are people too. They just get fucking tired and they end up bouncing. All right, cool. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's at that point I was like, yo, we cannot do this shit next year because it feels too much like work.
Yeah.
It's too much
Yeah.
going on. So I'll walk around with my camera, but that's
Yeah.
just to get footage of the floor and just to like just bullshit and things like that. But it's never
Sure.
after PMC 4. I was like, nah, we can't come here trying to do stuff mainly for the channel because it feels too much like work, and we
Yeah.
didn't. At least then, it didn't really feel like to me that we were enjoying the convention like how we did before.
Sure. Yeah. No,
Like
absolutely.
PMC
Yeah.
is the like my torchbearer for how like cons can go because we've done C2 E2, I've done Emerald City, I've done ASIN, I've done Wizard World, and it's like legit chaotic from start to finish. Mainly, some of them are on par with the amount of people there, some of them aren't. But like the chaos of like, all right, let me get around these people. Whereas you do one go around at PMC, you literally know where everything is.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
so you can be like, hey, where are you at? Like, I'm at the t-shirt booth. All right, I'll meet you over there. Oh, I'm in front of this, getting some figures. All right, I'll meet you there. Or blah, blah, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. So then, like, we have our markers down. So we'll walk it as a group and then split up. Because
Yeah.
then now we know where each other are. It's like, hey, I'm back at the hotel.
Right.
It's like, yeah, I got tired of walking around. I went back to the hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, it is more chill. Like, so basically, the only thing I can compare that to is over here at the first beginning of May, they have Texas Frightmare, which is basically a horror convention.
Yeah.
But like any convention, there's always some other kind of fandom that latches on there.
Mm-hmm.
So like, you'll see other people that like have nothing to do with horror. Like, I had a friend one time, I missed it that year, but he's like, yo, I'm at the hotel bar right now, and Ric Flair and Sting are right across from me. And I'm like, get the fuck
Nice.
out, bro. Like,
Yeah.
what? At a horror convention? What?
Right.
Like, man, they're letting anybody in that piece. Like, bro, what?
No, you
But,
better not ever let me around
yeah.
Ric Flair, dog.
You
better not ever let me around Ric Flair. I'm gonna go into that slick Rick.
And, man,
I'm gonna go into that slick Rick promo so goddamn fast.
right? Go specifically buy a set of gators like for that. Like,
Right,
bro,
exactly.
talk about them.
Like, I'm having a hard time holding these alligators down, bro.
Like,
You're gonna get
roll
sick
that,
of me. Like,
man,
get out.
especially at the bar.
Yeah.
At the bar. Oh man, like, bro, like, no, I'm finna get you like old man loaded. Like, we're about to
Oh, yeah.
put it on my tab. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's built up. And just to test the next year, because I thought, man, hopefully some wrestlers will go. And I mean, either way, even though like Rick, he didn't go that year, it's like so much more chill. Like, so when you're at like Comic-Con or something like that, and of course you see the newest celebrities, people just going crazy for them. But like here, you can see like some old school people, or people who are trying to just hang on to that little bit of fame. But like, it's in a hotel too. So like, for example, we went to one and then we went up to the friend's hotel room, and I kid you not, rode in the elevator. Like, we got in the elevator and someone said, hold the elevator. So we held it, bro. In walks Billy Zane. I am not
That's
kidding.
fucking hilarious.
Billy,
Nice.
I'm like, what? Without any, like, he had like one handler, bro. But I was like, Billy Zane, like, yo, the Phantom is
Yeah.
in the same
Yeah.
elevator with me, like, and he's like, just he's chill. He's not expecting people to go crazy. But I'm like, yo, my man, you're in the Phantom, like that's you, like that's
Yeah.
like I'm a little
That's fine,
starstruck,
sure.
I'm like, yeah, I was like, have a good night, Billy, like like.
Right.
So yeah, but it's you definitely get that because like there's not a lot of people that are like pushing back, like, hey, don't talk to this celebrity or whatever.
Yeah.
Like that's the only thing that I can attest to that. So I would assume PMC is very very similar. Like those people are really in core with their and in tight with their fans and stuff. So
Yeah.
hopefully when all this is over, I'll go. I'll meet y'all out there.
Yeah. It's super fucking chill. You still have those people that kind of get a little starstruck and a little too excited. I guess the best term to
Yeah.
use.
Yeah.
But for the
Oh,
most
that
part,
that
most
is.
of the actors are, super chill. They'll like at PMC3, Bruce and I were, um, we had gone down to the bar because I wanted tiramisu after I
And I
saw that
want
they
a
had,
cheesecake.
yeah, after I saw that they had it on the menu, and we had the nephew with us, and we put his ass to sleep. We was like, yeah, he's asleep. All right, let's go down there real quick so we can at least pick this shit up, and then come back. And fucking the actors were down there all just hanging the fuck out, and we were like, this is unexpected. All
Yeah, I
right,
got in a fucking
Yeah.
argument with Dan Southworth about fucking Nightwing.
yeah,
What?
yeah.
Just
Yeah, that was funny. I know it's Silver. It first started about Silver Surfer, and then it transitioned into Nightwing, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just go ahead and walk over
it was
here.
like, oh, you have
Yeah.
activated my trap card. This is something I'm really passionate about.
Right, like, you have activated the trap card. And then
Yeah.
we saw some friends that I had made earlier, so I went over there to go like hang out with them. Fucking Bulk and Skull come in, they just like hanging out, and I'm like, oh shit, all right,
And then they're like, you two, you're with us. And we're like, okay.
yeah. It was like, oh,
I'm not even gonna lie. Like, if should that run into an encounter at a future PMC, like I'm gonna have a little bit. Like, I know y'all met them, y'all boys, but I'm gonna be that. Can't talk right
You
now,
have
man.
no
But
idea.
let me breathe this one in. Yeah, just let me take this one
I
in.
was
Just
literally texting Paul yesterday.
yeah, like
no. The
yeah. I'm just
funny
gonna be.
the funniest shit about that is that that's happened with Bruce before, cause we were we had just gotten in.
That was a PMC4.
Yeah, we had just gotten in, and our hotel room wasn't ready yet. So we were hanging out in the bar, and I'm using character names because I'm for people that may or may not know the
That's who
actor's
they
name.
are. Yeah.
Right, for people that may or may not know the actor's name, so I'm going to use character names. Aisha was there. Uh, I think Tanya was there as well, and then in walks Jason, and you know Bruce ass. He hears him in the hallway, and so he perks up. He's like, "Jason is here. I hear him." And I'm like, "What?" So, and he walks, and I'm like, "Bruce, please fucking relax, please." I'm saying
I
that to
controlled
myself.
myself.
I'm saying that to myself. I'm like, "Please chill out. Please chill out. Please don't. Please don't." And so, you know, Jason walks in. Obviously, he's friends with the other actors, so he's chatting up with them. Blah blah blah. This and that. He passed one of them on the back, and then he walks over and starts talking to us. And I'm like, oh my god, Bruce, please chill, please chill, please chill. And he's like, hey, what's up, guys? How you guys doing? You in town for the convention? And I'm like, yeah, man. It's like, what's up?
Like,
And Bruce is
we
over
were
there just
decked
like,
out in Bulls gear, though.
right, yeah, because we came in there showing straight disrespect. Um, but yeah, I just see it on Bruce's face, like he's holding it together so well. Like he's
Yeah.
just trying his best not to fucking flip the fuck out. And I'm just
That's
like, that's
awesome.
fucking amazing. And then
Like my guy.
yeah, so that was like a really cool, that was like his first time back to PMC too. So the lines for
Nice.
him were fucking insane that entire fucking weekend. So I think we got a picture. I think he might have gotten something autographed. But
Yeah.
we definitely didn't get an interview with him that day. But he was at C2E2 like the following year. So when we went to C2E2, we got an interview with him at C2E2.
Nice.
Um, but yeah, so it's just like that type of atmosphere. Like if you're in the bar, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna see one of the actors,
Yeah.
and you're gonna be able to like chat it up with them, because at the
Yeah.
end of the day, you know,
There are people too.
right. At the end
Yeah.
of the day, there are people too. And it was funny because even when Austin first walked in, there's this one dude kind of standing in the bar, because it's a bar restaurant. So, it's not a real big spot, but there's seating here and there in the room, and then you have the bar. And there's this one kid that was just standing there. I say kid like he wasn't our fucking age.
Noob. You can call
Right.
him a noob.
No, I ain't gonna be that disrespectful. Although I should be, because that's very on brand for me. But he was standing there, and you can tell that he wanted to say something to Austin, but he was too nervous to. And I was like, bruh, just say hi.
Right.
This isn't fucking rocket science. Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
You're starstruck, but just say hi. I'm a big fan. That's all you gotta say.
Yeah.
What's the worst that they can fucking say? Leave me the fuck alone? Come on now. They not gonna do that shit in this fucking...
Yeah. Well, yeah, definitely not the ones, and I don't, not to disrespect anyone, in anyone's career at all, but like essentially they are people who are, from past, glory days kind of thing. It's not like you're running into like Chris Hemsworth or something like that, where you're like, oh shit, like
Yeah.
that's a little bit different. So it's like you get that vibe that they're more people like than anything, because man, when I went to that Texas Frightmare, like, bro, I saw just so many people that, even though they were in horror movies, they've been in other stuff too. Like Ron Perlman was there.
Yeah.
So, people are like Hellboyed out, like even like Matthew Lillard and Skeet Ulrich were there. And I was like, man, like, look at these guys. Like, yeah. So, I mean, and of course they're promoting like a Scream appearance, but, you just go and, you kind of just at the end of the day talk to them, it's like the same thing, it's like they look different, from when they're on the big screen, but like, it was like, oh, okay, it was Billy Zane, like, what's up, man? Like it wasn't expected, because I guess like when it comes to me and like the times that I've gotten starstruck, it's more from like, if I see him from afar and I'm like, oh man, there's that guy, so you kind of, all that starstruck vibe starts penting up when, someone said hold the elevator, and I'm like, oh yeah, for sure. And then he walks in, and I'm just like, oh.
No, I completely get that. I completely get that.
Yeah.
But yeah, for the most part, it's just super, super chill. So it's yeah.
That's cool.
But the only other thing that I actually had for the conversation, I'm glad that it kind of went this episode has gone the direction that it has. One of the questions from the other podcast that I do with my friends, I thought we have like a list of topics that we add to or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I took this one off because I thought it would have been better suited for this podcast. So what would you guys list as the watching requirement for like Infinity War Endgame, so you know what the fuck is going on? If you can only, if it's Infinity War and Endgame, and that's basically just one giant fucking movie, like a 5-hour movie. So that's not included in the list. What 5 movies would you put on the list of required watching for Infinity War and Endgame for people that don't want to watch all 23 movies?
Oh man, that's a good question.
All right, I kind of got one. I will go. All right, so I do Thor.
Okay.
because that kind of sets up some stuff. So I go Thor, the first Avengers, um, Age of Ultron, Civil War, because that explains the division of everything. All right, so that's my fourth. What would I put as my fifth? And then the first Guardians,
Okay.
because those kind of establish the hero side of it and then the villain side of it. So you get more of Thanos and Guardians. Civil War establishes like why the team isn't together. The first one introduces Thanos, so you go like, yo, he sent this. What is the purpose? And then so those kind of just establish, and then like with the first story, it's Loki, and then the more outworld ish of it because that also plays a factor into it. So I think if you just do
that's a
those,
good point.
you kind of go. It kind of sets up the universe without you going too in depth with each individual character.
Okay.
And they all tie directly into each other as well.
I would probably have the same lineup, and these aren't in order, right? Are you trying to make them in order?
No, you don't have
I,
to. No, you don't have to make
Okay.
them
I
in
put
order. It's
mine
just
in
like
order.
Yeah. I would probably, if it was up to me, I would just take out. I would take out Age of Ultron and just put the first Iron Man up there. I I would put the first Iron Man and then the first Thor and Avengers 1, of course, and then Civil War or Guardians and Civil War. So that's my five, right? Iron Man, Thor, first Avengers, Guardians, and Civil War. Yeah.
yeah.
So that's all I would do. I would put the first Iron just so you can, you know, I just think you got to put the first Iron Man up there just to establish, that at least. Because I mean, if someone watches, I mean, they'll probably see like the importance of Tony's character, but it'll kind of tie in, especially at the end of Infinity War.
Yeah.
That's a good question, though.
Yeah.
Definitely
So
a good
because
question.
I've seen that pose before, and even when I put that on our topics list, I didn't come up with an answer for it. So even answering it right now, I'm gonna go a little left. I'm not gonna have any Phase One movies in it, except for
Oh,
the first
damn.
Avengers. So I'm gonna go the first Avengers because it sets up all of the characters where you don't have to watch their solo movies. It shows you it gives you a rundown of who Iron Man is, who Captain America is, um, who Hulk is, and then we're introduced to Hawkeye and Black Widow in those films, and Iron Man 2 for Black Widow, but still. We
Mm.
all have character moments that pretty much sums up the characters pretty well. So I'll go the first Avengers. I'd go. So I got five choices that lead into Infinity War Endgame. So I'd go the first Avengers. I'd go. I'd jump and go Age of Ultron. No, I go first Avengers, Winter Soldier, Age of Ultron,
Winter
Civil
Soldier
War.
is such a good movie. Such a good
Now
movie.
you jump to Civil War because of the whole Shield and Hydra thing. I'm going to Age of Ultron because that begins the division of the team.
Mhm.
Go Civil War because that basically uh, kind of completes the division of the team. So that's four right there: Avengers, Winter Soldier, Age of Ultron, Civil War, and then I throw in Guardians. So you go. So if you want to watch them, you don't have to watch them in order, but you probably should in order to kind of just so everything's not kind of out of place. So you go
Yeah.
Avengers, Winter Soldier, Guardians, or you could do Age of Ultron, Guardians, Civil War, Avengers, Age of Ultron, Guardians, Civil War, and then Winter Soldier. Yeah, okay. So Avengers, Winter Soldier, Age of Ultron, Guardians, and then Civil War, and then you jump straight into uh, Infinity War Endgame.
Mm.
You don't need. I don't think you need to have any other solo Phase 1 movies because Avengers does such a good job of kind of showing who these characters are. You have the
Hmm.
Winter Soldier that brings in the fractured, the current state of the MCU as far as the new norm. Shield isn't the overseeing brother organization that it is anymore because it got infiltrated by Hydra. Then you have Age of Ultron that kind of follows up after Iron Man 3. And I was tempted to add Iron Man 3, but there are so many references to Tony's PTSD from the first Avengers that we don't need Iron Man 3 to kind of show him battling that and getting over it. Age of Ultron, he's over it, but he's still obsessed with trying to protect everything. He creates Ultron, creates Vision, and then we know that he's worried about Thanos coming from space. Then you get Guardians. It introduces us to Thanos. It shows us why he should be worried. And then we're also introduced to the Power Stone. And then we get introduced to the Guardians as well and kind of what their universe is. Then you do Civil War because it completes the division amongst the team that started in Age of Ultron. And it fractures the team by the end of it. And then, boom, you jump into fucking Endgame, Infinity War Endgame. Because
Yeah.
Infinity War starts off where Age of Ultron or where Civil War ends. The team is fractured. They've been on the run, this and that. You have the Sokovia Accords already in place. Doctor Strange is, whatever. I'm tempted to kind of put Thor Ragnarok in there just to see where, just because we open with that, with
Hmm.
Thor, Loki, and Hulk. But I think that's such a small. You even get an explanation of that in the film as well between Rocket and Thor. And I think the only
Yeah.
reason to put Thor Ragnarok in there was to see that where Hulk has been, because we already have Age of Ultron that shows Hulk, going off wherever. So it would only be adding Thor Ragnarok to be like, oh, he wound up here with Thor, and now this is why they're together. So if anything, I would probably take out Winter Soldier and replace Winter Soldier with Thor Ragnarok. But we'll just do that. So we'll do First Avengers, Age of Ultron, Guardians, Civil War, Ragnarok, and then we jump into Infinity War Endgame because it gives a succinct breakdown of what's been going on since.
Hmm.
Because we even get mentions of Shield being defeated and fallen in some of the later films like Age of Ultron and Civil War. So, you know,
Good.
All solid choices.
yeah. So
Yeah.
that's all I have for today. We ran a solid hour 52 minutes and counting, which I wasn't
Good
really
one.
expecting. Um,
Yeah.
it's
I
getting
mean,
But we
it's
dark.
tapped on some good
spent
subjects.
forever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
We,
true.
we
We
tapped on.
got some good
Yeah.
topics in. It's been a while. Uh,
Should really try to like schedule more in just for the content.
yeah, and I mean, I also uh, the podcast that I do with my friends is actually live now on
Oh,
iTunes
nice.
and Spotify.
Oh,
Oh,
Uh,
so
damn.
you finally got around to figure out how to do it.
one of my boys, he had a previous podcast with one of our other friends from high school, so they still
Uh,
have the account on. I forget whichever website it is that hosts the podcast. He still has an account with them, so he just uploaded to that and then put them on the streaming services. So,
Is that the
nice.
Stitch?
not.
Stitch or
I think
whatever
I
it is?
still got our pod bean for ran over.
I mean, if you still do, if you're still subscribed to it or whatever, we can start uploading them to iTunes and Spotify or whatever like that. Um, but yeah, I I think. See, I was just about to say it's getting dark. I hope it's not finna fucking rain. Um, fuck, I still had to go to the store. I'll try tomorrow. But yeah, I think we can start doing this more often. It will just have to be when we're off, because I know we all
Yeah.
have different schedules. Like me and my friends, we're all off on Sunday, So we normally record early on at 12, and it's normally like a 2.5, 3 hour thing. And then
And I have that rotating schedule.
yeah, so you have that weird rotating schedule. And John, I don't know if you're always off on Sundays, so
Yeah, no, I've got weekends off. Yeah,
okay,
I've got weekends off. So I mean, if y'all, I mean, just depends. Like if I do have something else scheduled, like got wedding stuff and all that good. But I mean, if I have it prepared in advance, it's not like I'm booked all day Sunday or something like that. Like I'll pretty much have downtime.
yeah. So I mean,
Yeah.
if you still got the pod being, we can start uploading to that. And then actually put it live up so it's not just on the YouTube channel. But yeah,
Yeah.
it could be something a little more consistent for content because I know right now I'm really only doing reviews if I'm compelled to do them for a particular film because I
Hmm.
was hammering out reviews so much for like that full month, 2 month period. Uh, I just don't want to review anything right now. Plus, we
Yeah.
ain't, and even with nothing coming out. I mean, there's plenty of stuff to review.
Yeah. I
What?
got my Three Ninjas Kickback review goes live on Tuesday. So
Okay.
I finally got around to doing that.
Okay.
Um, I'm actually gonna go ahead and say this right now, so I can listen to this later and keep on talking myself into it. But I'm uh, I'm actually with all this COVID stuff gonna probably start up. Well, I have a YouTube channel. I just never put anything on it. But I think I'm gonna start doing action figure reviews and shit like that.
Oh, nice.
Like
Nice.
my brother-in-law let me borrow a camera, so I'm gonna start. I got to go buy a desk at IKEA, but I'm gonna put it in this room and just start showing shit off because I mean there is more downtime now that people can't go to movies and don't go out to dinner. So I mean, if I'm not playing video games, I just do that. So, yep, I'll
Yeah.
probably might start kicking that off. So I'm putting it on here now, so that way when I listen and I don't do shit, I'm like, oh man, I got to do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it. But
Until I cut this shit out at the end.
Just
Um.
like,
text it to him.
Right.
I ain't
Just
worried
text
about
it to
that
him.
shit. Yeah, This ain't no plug time, bruh. You ain't
Uh.
plugging your shit, bruh.
No, I don't care. But yeah, this is we just have to find a schedule to really more so, you know, get together and actually record it. Because I don't have a problem with doing. I'm fine with just doing the two podcasts. To be honest, again, I haven't really been watching movies all like that. I am going through Umbrella Academy season 2 right now. I don't think I'm gonna review it though. I'm really just watching that because I liked the first season. I wanted to follow up with the second season. So I'm really only gonna be doing movie reviews for films that like the old guard, right?
Hmm.
Like I didn't know anything about the old guard until I saw people talking about it, and then I
Yeah.
watched it, and then I ordered the comics or the trade paperbacks, and I was like, "Yo, I gotta read this shit." And it's funny because I ended up reading Volume One, and I pre-ordered Volume Two, but I finally got around to reading Volume One. They didn't really change a whole lot from the book.
That's what you can start doing. Start watching movies based on shit and then going to the source material so you can just like critique based on the source material versus what you think they did better, what you think they should have kept. You can start doing shit like that.
Yeah,
It's
so
a good idea.
might end up start doing that, but overall, yeah, just hammering out all those reviews and videos, man, was just so. Because not only was I doing the movie reviews or the super late reviews because it wasn't nothing coming out, I was doing the super
Hmm.
late reviews. I was also doing my review of the Twilight Zone reboot. Um, that
I saw
Jordan
a
Peele.
couple of those. That was good. Sorry.
I didn't fuck with it.
You didn't?
I didn't fuck with it, man. It was that's something we can talk about off air.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't. Or for those interested, you can go watch my reviews of episodes. Um, but yeah, so just doing all of that, it's just burnt me out. I was just kind of tired, so I haven't really been compelled to. Oh, I got to do a review for the channel this week because it's like,
Yeah, that's what I like about our channel.
yeah. So, but yeah, we can definitely try to figure out a schedule for us to sit down and do the podcast again, like how we had before. And then if you still got the Podbean account so that you're subscribed to, We can start uploading all the episodes over. I can start uploading the episodes over there, and then we can get them put on, iTunes or Spotify or wherever, and then have more outlets for people to listen to them besides YouTube. Because I know with YouTube, you can't. They haven't, updated the app or created an app where you can
just listen to audio.
Listen to the audio, which I mean makes sense if you really want to do it. There's other things to for that, but yeah. So just so it's not only on YouTube. But yeah. Other than that, that's all I got for today.
Likewise.
Same.
All right,
Good talk.
We'll have to do this again, of course. For everybody out there, check out the other episodes of the podcast. I don't even know what episode this is, to be honest. Check out the other videos on the channel as well. And you'll be hearing from us again soon, hopefully. Peace out.
This will be episode 19. Deuces.
Episode 19,
19.
you said?
Yep.
Damn. All right, cool. I'm glad you had that pulled up because I didn't. Please don't be a super loud thunderclap. Please don't be a super loud thunderclap. Okay, cool. Because I just saw a flashlight on my wall, so I was like, "Fuck!" God. Okay,
there it is.
That wasn't super loud because that was a pretty intense flash. So I was expecting to get my windows blown out. But yeah, all right, everybody, be safe out there. Wear your mask. Stay 6 feet away from people. Don't
just
take
in the house.
If you can, stay in the house.
Yeah.
Unless you have to go to work. If you have to go to work, make sure you're wearing proper PPE. You're staying safe. You're doing everything that you can so you can return back to your family in the condition that you left them in.
Washing filthy ass hands.
That too. Because there's a lot of people that probably still aren't. They don't want to touch some doorknob that Jane from accounting touched, and she be rubbing her nose and shit.
Nasty.
So yeah, stay safe, guys, and we'll catch up with you guys later.
Peace.
Peace.